Bring no bullshit here.
Yes. Don't bring none of it.
Don't you bring no bullshit here.
Oh, no, no. Don't bring none of it.
Love it. I love it. My favorite though was the person with the red hat because
With the red hat.
they had to be
Okay.
seen. They didn't get the solo, but they
Mm-mm.
was gonna make sure they were seen.
Because
Okay?
that's how it works in real life. That is how it
Absolutely,
works in real life. You you can definitely stop my vocals, but you can't stop my shine.
absolutely not. Because I'm a sparkle up here.
Period. Periana. Period. Who? How you
Hey,
been? How you been?
oh man, life is a roller coaster.
Mm.
So I have been up, I have been down. What they say, I
Mm.
almost turned around. Um, Walter, do you know how much like medical insurance is bullshit for adults? Did you know
Absolutely.
that? Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
do you know how much? Like exactly how much?
Well, go ahead and fill me in, sis.
So, here I am. I got
Mm-hmm.
my benefits package, and I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all offer all these fantastic things.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me sign up.
The things of the things. Uh-huh.
And then I call to sign up, and they're like, yeah. Your state don't offer none of that though.
Oh,
I thought this came standard with my package.
right, right. But you
No,
advertised it on the site. Yeah.
you sent it to me in the mail. I read it. I read
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
No, okay. So yeah, I thought I was gonna be yeah. I thought I was gonna be getting some healing work
Mm.
through my insurance, and they said no, not your state.
They
Your
said
state
not this,
asked for none of that.
not this day unto thee.
Mm-mm. So
Mm-mm.
it's been really fun understanding the other side of adult life, state
Okay.
by state, because it looked different.
You do and do.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. I'm just I'm just excited about life. I am. So there are some things that I could complain about. I absolutely can. And I think there
Not.
would be an audience that would listen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to rest on that negativity. I gotta deal with it, in my time and with my, schedule or whatever. When I can ignore it, I do. I do when I can, and I move on. And so I want to focus on the fact that my life is growing, it's moving,
Yeah.
I'm increasing in knowledge and love, and I'm just in a place of happy. I found my happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
Hmm.
hair is looking divine, okay?
Is it? It's been growing, and I got to find new and innovative things to do with it.
So it doesn't get boring, or is it at that like in between length where it's hard to do something with it?
It's hard to do something with. So I can't put it in a full ponytail yet because the front isn't long enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to wear it down because I actually have a bob, and my bob is bad. I just want to put that out there. My bob is bad, but I don't have the face for a bob.
What?
Yeah, girl, sometimes I be putting it off to the side, doing that hey auntie look from Wakanda. But I'm not that kind of gay,
Mm, I got
so
you. You
but
know what
I
gay you are.
I love them kind of gays, but I'm not that kind of gay.
I understand.
So, hey, don't tell my people's coming in the building.
Hey. Well, Walter,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you are finding your happy.
Yes, I
Yeah,
love it
that's
and
what it's
do.
about. This world is set up so that way you can lose your happy or put it down
Mm-hmm.
or throw it back at people at any time.
Right, misplace it.
So
Mm-hmm.
when you can find it and keep it and be satisfied with it, it's a great thing.
Yes, it is.
So I'm glad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna dive into the things, Walter. I got some surprises for you, okay?
All right, yeah, because she put this together and told me I couldn't look at it
No, you couldn't,
until we got here today. So
because you be surprised me. So I want to surprise
I'm
you.
just along for the ride. Oh.
But I want to hear a lot of your opinions though, Walter, because I know you got some.
I do.
Okay. So we are after last week talking about these bad breakups. We figured there was reason for part 2. So we're gonna dive into a part 2. All right. We're gonna start with this good old class versus ass.
Okay.
Okay. So in natural orders of things, we're gonna get past the good things, right?
Okay.
So this is why you couldn't look, because the class of the week is, drum roll please.
Oh,
it's us.
Yeah, God.
It's us. Hello.
I like your skin in the picture. It's really skinning.
Thanks. I actually decided to put some makeup on that day. I don't.
Okay.
You know, I can count. I can count the days.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Caliente.
Thank you. I was, loving the fro that day. But I loved all this burgundy and black you had going on. You was coordinated.
Yes. I was singing at a funeral that day, actually.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean to break a bad time.
No, not at all. Not at all. It wasn't. Because, I got a funeral that day.
Because you was coordinated.
Yeah, see, you gotta see. Here's the thing: when you sing at a funeral, sometimes people realize that life is too short not to.
I cannot stand you.
Not to hire at what they really want. So.
Woo, don't let your life pass you by today.
Don't let this moment pass you by. All I do is say yes. All I'm do is say yes. Don't deny what you let me enjoy you, baby.
But Walter, we are the class this week because so we're talking about relationships, things of that nature.
Yes.
And the time to break up is one of those important aspects of a relationship. And we are the class this week because we knew when to walk away. Oh, we might have missed some opportunities to jump out the car or the window times, but we were eventually able to walk away and choose healthy, choose truth, and choose ourselves.
I hear it and I like it. I do.
And so it's not always that overnight choice that is able to be made. Sometimes it takes some moons, but when you can get to the point of making that choice, it's a good one. And you're right where you need to be.
I'm hearing it and I like it. For me, the difficult part for me was accepting the fact that it was over. That was the difficult part for me. But once I accepted the fact that it was over, letting go was nothing. I'm not one to hold on to something that doesn't want me. If I'm convinced you really don't want me and you really want to move on, I'm not going to fight for it anymore. And so, yes, absolutely. I chose me.
See, I think for me, I'm a fixer. I think that's a natural chick response, but I'm a fixer. And for me, I'm like, there's a solution to every problem if you just put your mind to it, And so for me, it was not being able to fix something, able to help people the way I wanted to help them. And then also how it affected my son. In that, how it affected my son. And so the final choice was I wanted better for him. And then I was able to recognize better for me.
Yeah. In sales, they would always tell me, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. I have adopted that a lot of times for different areas of my life. Oftentimes I have to ask myself, why am I doing this? And it has to be more than I just want to serve the other people involved.
Absolutely.
I have to make sure that, I am also included in what's being served in what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Come on, you better teach us something. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough.
It's not big enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as much as I enjoy us and all of this, beautiful growth and love that we have going on, we gotta get to this ass. Come on.
Let me sit this ass.
I
Oh
You know,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
sometimes you are dating an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know.
Mm.
Or they're an asshole to everybody but you until it's you.
Mm.
Okay. So the ass of the week, this story just, I don't know if y'all seen it. So this gentleman here, I use that term very loosely,
Mm-hmm.
is said to have gone all over the internet talking about this young lady who he was dating, claiming that he didn't take her seriously because she was a sex worker, and just blasting a whole lot of stuff, you
Mm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But someone on the internet read him, and they
Okay.
said, "Sir, how is it that you took her on all these fantastic trips and introduced her to your mama and took a picture with your mama and posted it, and she meant nothing to you?" And a lot of times, it's not even him that's on display right now. It
Mm-hmm.
is this foolishness that some of these individuals are in. And it's that relationship that you think that you're in. You think you're in a healthy relationship. You think that someone is in your corner, and you
Mm-hmm.
think that y'all are building something great. But in all actuality, as soon as they get the chance, they're gonna do
So
you wrong.
hold on.
Mhm.
So he's dating the white chick in the video, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And he said he didn't take her serious because she's a former sex worker.
It was the aftermath. We don't know what happened, but they were dating,
Mm-hmm.
and that dating ended. And he
Mm-hmm.
decided that after that relationship ended, he was going to tell his side of the story
Mm.
and laced it with all the bullshit.
Kind of like the "Why Did I Get Married" series on TikTok,
Uh
which is
huh.
which is very entertaining, by the way. There's a part two now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just laced it with all this bullshit.
Exactly, Cupcake. He's bitter. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And so, it's just a matter of, well, if you didn't take her seriously, that's not how you presented it. So stop
Mm-hmm.
with that. Say that you hurt, say that you bothered, say that you didn't get the relationship finished that you wanted, and move on.
And when people go on these rants or whatever, I realize that I wish they would realize that this says something about you too, right? Um, okay, great. She was a sex worker. That's going to bother some people. For someone like me, that wouldn't bother me. But for some people, that's going to bother them. But my question is, well, if you had a problem with sex worker, why'd you start dating her?
Uh-huh. And introducing her to your mama.
Right. She's obviously standing next to your mom, unless that's your ex.
And they look real close.
Yeah. She's giving caregiver. She's giving I am the IHSS worker for your madre. I take care of your madre. Hmm. I cook for your madre.
Yeah.
She's giving me, caregiver. She's not giving me girlfriend in this picture. And again, I think this goes back. I think a few weeks ago I was talking about just being authentic when you're dealing with people. A lot
Mm.
of times, so there may be some things I don't address publicly while I'm in a relationship, but rarely will you ever hear me walk back something I've said to somebody. You feel me? So like when I tell someone I think they're beautiful, it's because I genuinely think they're beautiful. I'm not gonna get mad and be like, "What your ugly ass?"
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will tell you now that you're acting ugly or what you're doing is ugly. But if I've expressed to you that I think it's because I genuinely think you're a beautiful person.
Absolutely.
If I think you're sweet, I would not. One thing I have constantly said to people is, I thought you were sweet, but what I'm saying right now, this is not what I, initially met. Um, when you walk things back like that, I feel like you're revealing how dishonest you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's her outfit. She doesn't normally dress like that. She toned it down for Mama. Right? Okay.
I
Okay.
I can see that. And
Now, I
but he
absolutely believe it because she's giving me boob job.
yeah. And
She's
lips,
definitely giving me
no.
boob job, yeah, and Botox and the
Uh-huh. But he liked that. He chose that. He
exactly,
wanted that. And I
exactly.
love what you're saying though, because oftentimes we say things and we walk it back because we mad. Or
Yeah.
we say things because we feel like that's what the other person wants to hear. And this is one of the
Mm-hmm.
big issues I think with relationships. Like, be honest. Be honest, say what you mean, say what you
That's
feel,
it. That's all.
and move on. If you knew she was a sex worker 3 weeks into y'all's relationship, did you end it then?
Yeah.
Or did it
Yeah.
come out later? Right? And even
Right.
still, you liked her. You found something great about her.
That part.
Now on the other hand, playing devil's advocate with this whole
Hmm.
situation, what if she was a sex worker and she never told him? He kind of found out, or she told him a few years later, right?
So the only reason why I'm not willing to allow that devil to advocate in this situation is because if that was the case, he would have put that out during his rant. Because the purpose of the rant was to make her look bad. So
Mhm.
if she was dishonest and I didn't even know she was a sex worker, that would have been in there somewhere.
I love it. See, and this is why men and women have to talk.
Yeah.
Because
That
you're just sitting in your circle with your bros, or you just sitting in your circle with your ladies, and you're not getting the viewpoint of the opposite sex. You're missing some details.
Now, I agree with Dr. Holt. Dr. Holt said that's how he met her. He paid for it. Not fooling me. I absolutely agree with Dr. Holt. I definitely think there was some Cash App or some Zelle or some Venmo exchange between these two, even to get her to go on this trip. That's all I'm saying. It looks like she's used to like Louis and Versace and
Like she got a little Yorkie
Gucci,
somewhere.
and he is used to Walmart. What's the Walmart brands? He's used to Amazon Prime Essentials.
I can't.
He is used to, that T-shirt is not giving high end. That T-shirt is giving. You wash it twice, and you can no longer wear it as an overshirt. It is now an undershirt.
It's given his auntie still makes his clothes. So, Walter,
Mm-hmm.
this
City
individual,
trends, yes.
this city trends, I can't. This individual, people like him. When you break up with somebody, let it just be that. Why you got to do all
Yeah,
the extra? Just let it go.
absolutely.
Say we didn't work out. It wasn't what we wanted, and move on.
And so for me, it's even like that with friends. So like sometimes when friends and I part ways, I hate when I have friends that immediately when we part ways, they go become best friends with the op. And now all of a sudden, I wasn't over here because of them. And I wasn't able to be friends with them because no, bitch, you didn't like them either. So just stop. But it's okay. I don't even get into like all of that with people. When it's over, it's over. And if anybody, unfortunately, on the internet, I had to make a video explaining myself one time because there was a singing group I used to sing with that broke up. And I had to make one or two videos explaining because the lies had ran so rapid and they began to affect my money. So I had to speak the truth so that we could clear that money back up. That's about the only time. Like that's about the only time you're gonna get that from me. Yeah, but I definitely think he's an ass of the week for trying to expose and embarrass that young lady. And who gives a damn if somebody works as a sex worker? My question is, do they manage their money properly, and are they practicing safe sex practices? Are they following the work ethic, the code of conduct while they're at work?
And did you have fun?
That
Okay.
part.
So Walter, you are the
Mhm.
class of the week. Okay, don't forget. Hold on.
Yeah, and you are too.
So we're gonna move on to a little peekity peek. Okay,
Okay,
I got a question.
just a peek.
I need you to give me your honest answer, and
Again,
those of
if
y'all
you
who are
will.
listening, please, please, please
Scenario.
feel free to submit your response. All right.
If I have another kid, would you judge me if I name my kid Scenario? That's cute. Scenario. Get
You
in there,
gotta
Scenario,
put a
and clean.
silent Q in there.
Get in there, Scenario, and clean these dishes.
You got
And I mean that room better be clean when I get in there, Scenario. Yes. Yes, Kwame. And you the baby daddy, Kwame. Kwame is the baby daddy.
you gotta spell it with a Y instead of an E.
Okay.
Y instead of an E with a silent Q right after the I. Um, so here's the thing. Kwame,
Mhm.
go ahead, put that up. Yes. So here's the question. You ready? Your
Mhm.
ex dies. You get a call from their power of attorney. The ex left you $2 billion in their will, but your current love has pride and doesn't want you to take the money. What would you do?
Break up. It's over. It is absolutely over.
You done? You moving
You,
on?
I- you obviously don't. You obviously do not respect what we're doing here. So I need to be with someone who understands that our goal is financial freedom and happiness, and you are obviously standing in the way of that. You know, I've never been one. All of that. Would you sleep with someone for $1 million? I was married and told my wife if I hear tell of you turning down $1 million, it's over because you obviously don't respect what we're building here. Like,
Wait a minute,
girl,
but what if you love them and you want to protect their heart?
I do love them and want to protect their heart, but I can be more of a protection with $2 billion
You,
than
you pay for some good therapy.
good therapy, real good therapy.
So, like, here's my thing, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm like, we got to be a team with this.
Mm-hmm.
And this person is no threat to you. They're gone. Matter of fact, they're not a threat to you because I chose you before this whole money situation.
Period.
So if you are not a part of this understanding that we in this together, this 2 billion is going to
Hey,
benefit you. Then
yeah. What's love got to do with it?
I don't think we have the same values in life.
Absolutely.
Your values.
You, if you would stop me from doing this, you will never understand me to my core. You will never understand the true essence of who I am, baby. Because $2 billion, I will be the top or the bottom. Right? For $2 billion, I will dress up and drag and do whatever. Like for 2 billion, 2 billion, girl,
But
you can film it for 2 billion. Hell, because I'm not going to work. I won't need another job.
it's a trip though, because your ex passes away
Mm-hmm.
and they thought enough of you to leave you this money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that relationship must have been great. You ended on really good terms.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like the true love of their lives. And or they just knew that you were a great person and you do great things with the money.
Mm.
How many people have you ended a relationship with and you admire them enough to make a decision like that?
Unless they're raising my kid, there's none. Alexa, play Never Have I Ever. Alexa, play There Will Never Be. Right.
So this whole situation right here, you're saying, let me just make sure I got it right.
Mm-hmm.
You taking the money.
Period.
If your new boo ain't rolling with you, taking them flights,
It was nice while it lasted.
it's a done daughter. But you yourself would never leave this much money to an ex.
Okay. Oh, hell no.
Understood, got it.
Absolutely not.
You would say thank you, but you wouldn't sign the paperwork. Okay.
Now, my current boo can get it, you know, if there is love and, you know, affection, but ain't no way in the world, child.
You moved on, you done?
Alexa, play Ain't No Way.
All right. Well, thank you for playing. Thank y'all for chiming in. It's commercial time.
Yeah, we gotta
get a little breaky break.
bills.
And then when we come back, we're gonna get into the things because we're gonna talk
things?
about these relationship choices. Okay.
Other things. All the things, other things.
Step away from the chaos and noise of your daily life. Experience moments for yourself that are calm, serene, and full of peace. A necessary respite to foster growth within you, because self-care should be luxurious. Luxe Noir.
Are you ready for enlightening conversations that transcend boundaries? Get ready for Conversations with Clergy, brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network. In partnership with the world's largest publicly funded international collaboration, the HVTN is dedicated to evaluating vaccines to prevent HIV and COVID-19, but their impact doesn't stop there. The HVTN is at the forefront of advancing vaccinology, social and behavioral sciences, statistics, immunology, and even contributing to the research on tuberculosis and COVID-19 vaccines. By supporting Conversations with Clergy, the HVTN not only brings you thought-provoking discussions, but also contributes to the global effort to combat infectious diseases. Tune in, stay informed, and be a part of the change. Conversations with Clergy, supported by the HVTN, empowering conversations, empowering lives. Join us in this journey of knowledge, understanding, and progress. Conversations with Clergy, proudly brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network, because together we can make a difference.
Know that you can now catch the electrifying sounds of Bulletin Flight Radio anywhere you go? Yes, you heard it right. Tune in to the high-flying beats and soaring melodies by downloading the TuneIn app on your mobile device. Just search for Bulletin Flight Radio and hit play. It's that easy. And if you have a smart device like Alexa or Google, just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn." Experience the rush of adrenaline wherever you are. Listen to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn using your Alexa or Google devices. Soaring through the skies has never sounded this good. Don't miss out on the ultimate musical journey. Tune in now to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn and let the music take you on an unforgettable ride. Get ready to elevate your listening experience. Brought to you by Bulletin Flight Radio.
Hey, 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 hey.
Well, hello.
Back. How you doing, Manal?
Welcome back.
You know, I like that Luxy Noir commercial where he says, "Because luxury." Wait, that ain't what he said. God damn it. What did he say? Luxury.
Carmen, what you say?
Luxury is comfortable. That's not what he said. And don't laugh at me. I told y'all I don't know how to talk sexy. But I like that commercial. Just it does it for me every week.
There's another class coming your way.
Yeah, I do need another sex talk lesson.
Okay.
I almost made it work the other week. Somebody really thought it was working. They really thought it was working. But we'll talk about that. We're gonna have to talk about that in seduction. We can't.
Okay, right.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all, we're talking about bad breakups. This is part 2. Okay. So one of the other things that is just really irritating my entire soul is how much stuff we put online these days. And there's so much negativity out there in the world. Yeah. And now you want to drag your ex all over the internet.
Yeah.
Okay? But what's really, I think, sad is seeing how these young people are coming up in this culture.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so we're gonna take a little look at this young couple who made some life choices and decided to break up online. Okay.
Just look messy.
But they look so beautiful together.
No.
Always start out right, don't it?
No.
Real cute.
Nope.
Okay.
It looks messy from the jump to me.
You sure? Is it her
Mhm.
eyebrows? What is it? Is it a tattoo on the neck?
It's giving me I don't know. It feels like I don't it just no. He needs to be with someone white.
I can't. Okay, moving on. So
I'm sorry. I know. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me.
so this is
And
what's going on,
so
y'all.
wait, to be clear, I'm not against interracial couples.
Uh-huh.
I just get that this doesn't look like a good match to me. But go ahead.
No, you don't think so?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, clearly they thought so too, because they're done. So
Mhm.
so we have this young lady, and we will give faces, but we will not give names because they're not our friends. So this young lady, she goes online and tells a story of how she drove across the country to be with this young man, moved in, she slid into his home, okay, and then they had all of these promises between them about moving to another state and living with each other in that state, okay. And so she's sad because she's talking all about how she uprooted herself
Dumb.
and moved in with this individual so that way they could live life together and be in love and you know and grow. And so then he gets online and he says, you know what, I know she told her side of the story, but I'm gonna tell my side.
Mm.
So in his account of their relationship, he tells all about how she came to him out of necessity, whatever situation she was in with her home, whatever. Um, her mother is like YouTube famous. Okay. So she came to his home out of necessity, wanting to get out of whatever situation she was in.
Mm.
And so he took her in. And he says it wasn't because he was trying to get clout or trying to get famous himself or anything like that. He really liked her, really wanted to look out for her. So he moved her in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said, I tried to break up with her several times and she just wouldn't let me break up with her until I finally did. His parents didn't approve of the relationship. They were trying to put her on a plane or in her car so she can drive off somewhere or fly away. So they had a lot of opposition too, right? So he was saying he was trying to break up with her and she wouldn't let him. Then she comes back and is like, now wait a minute, I know he told his side, but I promise y'all I didn't know he wanted to break up with me this whole time. He was telling me he was in love with me and that we were going to be together. And yes, he told me to go take a trip so I can clear my mind. But I thought he was just telling me to go take a trip. I didn't know he was trying to get rid of me.
Mm.
But we still love each other and we are okay. And we're better apart and we can still be friends and kumbaya.
Mm. No. That's all I have to say. No.
Walter, what you gonna tell this couple? What
So
to say?
if oh my God, my heart hurts for her. She's obviously searching for something. I don't know what because I don't know her, but she's obviously searching for something. Number one, and see, this is something I could never identify with.
Okay, tell me why.
Okay. Even young, thirsty Walter that longed for love, that wanted to be accepted, you know, that an older gentleman when I was 18 came to me. No. How old was I? I was 20. I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to, because if I told my age, they'll know who I was.
In your 20s and sexy.
I was young, okay? Yes, and I was definitely sexy. Oh, he was sexy. Do you hear him? He was snatched. So this older gentleman came to me. He found out I had started pastoring. He sat me down. He took me to dinner. Sat me down. It's crazy. I was just telling my best friend about this. Sat me down and he said, you will not always be pastoring. He said, I want you to come live out of state. I won't say the state because if I say the state, people will know who I want you to come live out of state with me. And I'm looking at him, and you want to know why I didn't do it?
Why?
Because if he decided he wanted to break up tomorrow, now I'm asked out and I'm homeless. If I was to go out there, I would like to make sure I'm stable and I'm making this move conscious of self, and that if things don't work out, I'm still able to survive.
Yeah.
What kind of, and I'm with Kwame. Kwame says she's searching for her brain. She is searching for her brain, but there's something going on where she wants to be accepted. She wants to be loved. Why would you move and relocate like that without having solidified how I'm going to make it, how you're going to make it if this doesn't work out?
So, and I love what you're saying, you know.
Well, am I wrong? Those of you watching, am I wrong? Am I missing some of the logic here? Go ahead.
You can't say that it's just because she's young, right? Because you got people of all ages making choices like
That's
this.
stupid. They absolutely.
And for some people, it's working. For some, it is. Right? And so I can't just dismiss the choice to move to another state or country for love. I can't.
Oh, I can. I'm sorry.
I think for me,
I'll
the
be
issue
damned.
comes in that when she claimed she was fighting for their love. I didn't think that he was breaking up with me. For real, for real. I just kept fighting for our love. And so we're talking about bad breakups, right?
Yeah.
So I want to submit that sometimes a bad breakup is just one of those breakups that should have happened a long time ago. And y'all just kept dragging it on. Just dragging it on because y'all literally are looking at this relationship from two different perspectives and not listening to each other.
But that's why you have thorough. I'm sorry. Ain't no way in hell. There is absolutely no way in hell I'm going to move across country to be with somebody. We ain't had these conversations. I need to know.
What are the questions that you would ask, Walter?
So it's not an interview type thing. Before I even move out there with you, I'm gonna visit to see how you are in your natural habitat. So I'm just gonna visit and see the kind of friends you have. I'm gonna visit and see how your house is. You know, we can't do pop-ups because we live in, separate states.
Absolutely.
But you better believe before I move out there, I'm gonna have visited a few times, some at length, so we can get to know each other and get used to each other's energy to see if that's even something that I want to do. I wouldn't date someone who lives 45 minutes away from me. If there's not a feasible way for us to see each other and encounter each other on a regular basis, let alone move across country. Girl, you out your mind.
So for you want to make sure that you go and kind of do a little checkity check before you make that permanent move.
So I'm using the word check, but I want to make sure I know who I'm moving to be with.
Absolutely.
And then she said apartment. She moved into his apartment.
Yes.
That's a no. You're gonna leave. We're gonna wait till that lease is up, and then we're going to get something together where my name is now on the lease as well. Or I will move out here and get my own place because again, I'm gonna move out here and make sure I have a job. I'm gonna make sure I have a place to stay so that if this doesn't work out, I'm not sleeping under a bridge or doing whatever she had to do. And I don't judge what nobody has to do to make it. But sometimes we have to realize our bad decisions put us in those positions.
Absolutely. And I love what you said as far as making sure that you have your own game plan when you're going someplace. Because how many times have we been in relationships out of necessity? And I know as young ladies, especially moving through the world, a lot of times people look at them like little lost puppies, and they
Yeah.
just want to take you in and play with you and call you they squishy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And it sounds really good because you think you about to benefit,
Yeah.
and then you get to the work part because now you get to see this person really got a lot going on,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so one of the things that people have to reconsider is, why am I even wanting to be in the relationship with this person, and being upfront about those things.
Right. Right.
And
If
so,
your why don't make you cry, it ain't big enough, boo.
yeah. And some of these contributing factors into the why are we even together, if you express these things up front, that breakup might happen a lot sooner. That breakup may not even need to happen because you're not even going to pursue a relationship with this person.
Absolutely.
And so when I think about, younger me,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the questions to ask. And I definitely held on to relationships that I didn't need to hold on to, whether it was literally holding on, like we still spending time, or emotionally hanging on because I thought I could do something to make the relationship better and make it stay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I see this girl again talking about she was fighting for this relationship. But like you said, she was fighting for this relationship because it's something that she's missing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something deep going on there, child. And I have not the degree, nor the patience, nor the spiritual aptitude to even. I wouldn't even. That's one I'd be like, child, you better go pay a counselor because that low key feel like there's some voodoo working going on there. She needs to go get a Reiki healer to pray or something over her thought process. That was some doo doo, some dookie, some absolute hippopotamus shit.
So,
Hippopotamus shit is a step up from bullshit.
so I want to know, at what point would you have ended the relationship if you were him?
She wouldn't have moved cross state. So
Okay.
see, I told you I shared with you all a long time ago. I'm against stupid. I'm okay with dumb. Sometimes we do dumb things, but I'm absolutely against stupid. I refuse it. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus, Buddha, and 4 other white people. I rebuke all kind of stupid. I don't no. So the minute she start talking about she moving out here, I'm gonna be like, wait, pump your brakes, baby. Pump your brakes. I know what you got going on is bad, but shouldn't your focus be on getting yourself stable? Your focus should be on getting yourself stable and settled, and then you feel me, then we can talk about us coming together and visiting. Okay. But never, I wouldn't. Once she told, I would have knew she wasn't the one when she said, "I'm moving out there. I'm coming. Fuck all of this. I'm
But
coming."
what if he were? But what if he was like, "Hey, I got you. I'll save you. I put you up as long as you need me to. Come on." Isn't that confusing?
No. No.
No, you don't think so?
I don't. She must not have had nobody in her life. My aunt told me when I was 10 years old. She probably shouldn't have told me this. I'm not saying she was the ideal parental figure. I'm not even saying she was responsible. But when she said this, it was an eye-opening experience. I was crying because my dad didn't do something he was supposed to do for me. And after a while, my aunt got tired of hearing me crying. And she said, if you don't shut the fuck up, don't nobody owe you shit. And see, I was raised in a church home. My mama didn't cuss at us like that. Now, my dad sometimes will say cuss words. But my mama didn't cuss. I was like, what did you say? She said, don't nobody owe you shit. And she gave me this whole little speech at 10 that I almost understood, but didn't quite understand. But the just I got was, don't nobody owe you nothing. And from that moment on,
in the midst of your tears,
from that moment on, I realized, there's no knight on no white horse, ain't no white and shining armor. If you want to be saved, you're gonna have to get up off your shit and say, not to say sometimes you won't end up on your face and you won't, lose it all, but you'll realize your reconstruction begins and ends with you.
Yeah, that's so good, Walter. Like, I think so many of us get into these relationships because we're wanting someone to save us in
Uh-huh.
some form or fashion, right? And I think
Yeah.
older we get, and the more experience we get under our belt, and more importantly, the more connected to ourselves we become,
Mm.
we should be making better choices. And I know "should" is a judgment word,
Mm-hmm.
but hopefully we're learning to get into relationships with truth on the table, asking better questions, not sacrificing things that are just not even necessary. She sacrificed her whole stability.
No, both of them are to blame for that because at some point, um, him, he
Uh-huh.
should have been like, baby, we ain't on the same level mentally. I'm not no caregiver. I'm not working for IHSS. I'm sorry. You got to stay out there with your mama and let her get your check. I don't want to be your pay. Because and dang, am I being mean? I feel like that was mean.
No, it wasn't.
Those of you watching, am I being mean? Sometimes, I can go a little too far. I can be a little brash, a little harsh. But anyway, I feel like he should have stopped that. There's no way I would have entertained that. Ain't no sex that good where I'm gonna have you come all the way out here just so I can hit it, and then when I get tired of it, that's just evil. Who moves like that? But I feel like he needs to take some accountability for what took place in that relationship as well. And yes, I feel sorry for her because she was dumb. But I also feel like he has some accountability to take place in this too. And yes, I'm being nice tonight, Stakoya. Stakoya from Facebook says that she sees I'm acting nice tonight. Praise the Lord.
Well, one of the things that again she kept saying is fighting for their love, fighting for their relationship. Like, at what point? Because we know that people are going through a lot of different things, right?
Yeah.
So at
Yeah.
what point do you stop fighting? What are things that are worth fighting for in a relationship?
So for me,
Mm-hmm.
I will fight for our love, but I will not fight for your love. Okay. The minute I see that your love is no longer invested in this, and this is a one-sided relationship, the gloves are off, and not just so I can start taking naked punches. The gloves are off because I'm no longer in the ring, boo. I'm taking off these boxing shorts, and I'm hitting the showers. It's done. It's done. This is because I learned this the hard way. I fought for someone until I didn't have any more fight left in me. Okay. And that's a very dangerous place to be because when I'm fighting for your love, what is that song? I can't make you love me if you don't know. Yes, God. I fought so hard for someone else's love. And because they didn't love me, I was pulling from everything else until when I was done fighting for this relationship, I no longer had fight left in me for life. So I was quitting things because I was so frustrated because I put so much into this relationship. I'm no longer able to fight, even for my job. I no longer have fight left for this. I'm no longer, because I have invested so much in here, I'm no longer able to be as rational as I would dealing with bullshit. You feel me? Because I put all the fight. So I will no longer allow anyone to allow me to drain the fight in me because I still have to fight for my life. I have to fight for my survival and those who depend on me. And I'm not willing to sacrifice that anymore for no other person walking this earth. So once your love is no longer invested, I will fight for our love. But
Mhm,
once I'm the only one loving and there's no love on the other end, I'm done.
mhm, mhm.
Oh yes, baby, I want to run to
So
you.
can we say that a bad breakup is also a breakup that pushes us to the end of ourselves before we can walk away?
Absolutely, absolutely. I always tell people you never want to exit a relationship with less than what you came in to the relationship with. You
Yeah.
should always leave with more.
And not because you took they shit.
Right.
Thank
Wait,
you.
thank you. Thank you. Because as the true ratchet person I am, that thing definitely had dual meaning. But yeah. No, we definitely are not trying to have a heist before we leave. But but absolutely you should leave with more. But you sometimes we do so much for these people. We sacrifice our dignity. We sacrificed our self-respect, our, whatever. And so we leave these relationships broken and crushed because you gave that to that person. And at the end of the day, I feel like, you shouldn't invest. And I'm with what Dr. Holt said earlier. If we ain't married, some shit I just ain't doing.
I think I think on both ends, right? It's a
Hmm.
matter of not giving things that you're not willing to say bye to.
Okay.
It doesn't matter
Hmm.
what it is, right? Your
Period.
love, your care, your brain space, your
Hmm.
time. It's being wise enough and loving enough to yourself to not give things
Yeah.
that you're not willing to say bye to.
Right.
In any relationship, there's a giving aspect to it,
Yeah.
right? But then on the other hand, don't take things that you're not really ready to receive or ready to
Hmm.
reciprocate.
Absolutely.
And we have
Absolutely.
two individuals who caught up in a love story of some sort in their own
Hmm.
minds, and they made choices based off of these emotional things,
Hmm.
and then the relationship had to come to an end because it
Yeah.
wasn't a good fit for whatever reasons. It wasn't a good fit.
Hmm.
And then further taking it online.
Yeah.
So not only do I have to live with the memories and the heartaches, and the pictures on my phone and all that cute stuff, and all that hard stuff, but now I also have to have hundreds of thousands of people now weigh in on my experience and my choices. And so, one of the things that I want to encourage people to do is go back to working through your shit with you,
Offline. Period. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
you, so you can actually do the work that's
Yeah.
going to get you to where you want to get to.
Yeah. Absolutely. Tonight has been an amazing show. Big ups to you, Manal. Manal did this whole show by herself. She planned it all. Yes, she did. She got it all together, all the visuals. She did all the points. Clap, clap, clap from Manal. Clap, 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 clap from Manal.
I want
Um,
booty cheeks.
before we before we end on Manal, how can the people connect with you online?
You can find me everywhere under Ms. Bay Windows, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and the Cash App is
Okay.
hashtag Ms. Bay Windows.
Cash $.
$. Cash
Yeah.
App, huh?
Mhm.
$.
Yeah. All right. All right. And on all social media platforms, you can support me by following Walt B Connection. Listen, like a video of mine, share a video of mine. And I'm not sensitive. So if you disagree, as long as you're respectful, I voice a lot of opinion. If you disagree, as long as you're respectful, we can have dialogue. Now, if you come for me, just know that when you knock on my door, I answer. I do answer the door. Okay. And depending on how you come, that depends on if I'm going to have my bonnet on or if I took time to get dressed before I came to the door.
Depending on that knock.
Right, depending on how it goes down, And trust me, you don't want me to start reading bitches when I'm in my bonnet and have my glasses, my morning glasses on. All right. We will see you on next week here on the Pyro Media Network. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love each of you. Go have this thorough conversation with your people and take us away, Kwame. Take me away from the pain. Blah, 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 blah.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.